How do you know you're being productive or active as a real estate professional? There's a few factors in this. So I'm usually being productive if I'm having quality conversations with people. That's one of the big measures for me. So what does that look like? Am I having conversations with people that for one, have a problem? I'm not just talking, so it's different. I can make a bunch of calls. Whether it's inbound or not, somebody could hit me up and say, hey, I have a property I want to talk about. Cool. Are they actually wanting to sell that property? And are they looking to sell it relatively in the near future? So if it's like, if they meet the message of like, okay, I have a problem and I'm open to you solving it, then talking to that person is being productive, right? Especially if I have the skill set and I have the viability to potentially solve that problem, right? But I think a lot of people confuse people being kind of interested in having a conversation with like people that have motivation to make a decision. And that's where people get tripped up. Real estate professionals will hit me up and say, hey, I have a deal that I'm working on. And I'm like, once I talk to them, I'm like, no, you're just talking to a person that owns a property. That's all. There's no deal to be had here. They're not motivated to sell. They're not willing to give you information that helps you form a solution for their problem. Or they just don't have a problem. So for us, we're the most productive when we're talking to people that have problems. If you're getting started or, still I try to, communicate that with anyone I'm working with, anyone on my team, anybody that I'm connected to in the industry is like, you don't focus on properties, you focus on problems. Properties are just something that somebody owns, but it's like that's never the problem. People don't make those decisions because there's something wrong with the property. They make the decisions because they don't have the resources to fix the property up. It's in bad disrepair. They don't even have the money, the time, the resources, the interest, or the contractors or the know-how to make that property be now livable or rehabbed. It's either time, I've gone through, good sales programs and coaching programs that have broken down to me early on about what true motivation is. Because that's all I'm focusing on. If I'm talking to a prospect, all I'm trying to focus on, I'll get to the property information. Confirm the bathroom count, confirm the roof condition. That's easy. That's just simple questions. And I think people call and they're so focused on, when did you rehab the property? What kind of condition is it in? How old's that roof? It's like, that doesn't even really matter unless they have motivation or urgency. Hopefully both. They got to have a little urgency. But if they have the urgency and the motivation, it's like, it's either going to be financial motivation, it's either going to be emotional, attachment or some type of thing that they're going through distress by. For example, we deal with inherited properties or where there's one deceased owner at least, and maybe the spouse is still living there. They have the emotional distress of just living in the same house where their spouse died. The memories are attached to the home. The property is just a physical thing that contains all those other problems really. So, if you focus on solving somebody's thing, really we just look at I always look at where somebody is, right? This is where they are on a scale of, pain or pleasure. If they're on the scale of being so far on the pain scale, that's usually going to lead to a better deal because they're more attached to a solution than they are with money. But if people just want a pleasurable situation where they're like, okay, I'm not in a bad situation, but I can move to a better house. So they're not really motivated on money or urgency or something like that. So really you just got to solve their problem. And it's like, cool, that may not be the best investment transaction, but those type of people are going to usually be the people that list their property. So understanding where these people fall on this spectrum and understanding their true needs, motivation, and pain points will, help any investor, agent, or anything deal with a particular, prospect or lead.